Hey y'all, so happy Sunday. This is my review for Traitors, season 3, US version. I'm not sure I'm going to have to say that every single review, but yes, this is the US version of Traitors, the only one I watch. Episodes 1 through 3. So, unlike a few of my reviews, like they gave us 3 hours of content. I'm not about to go scene for scene like some of them. I just took a few notes and like just some highlights between each episode. Now, last season of Traitors was my first time watching the show, and I was immediately hooked. And this was like one of the most exciting reality shows I've seen in a long time. And not just because it's like, they have the Housewives on it. There was a few familiar faces, but it's just the game itself. It was just so fun and interesting. It had me on the edge of my seat. So yeah, I was just like, I definitely want to review this, for the next season. So yeah, so here we are. I think they delivered too. I really enjoyed it. I have some pros and cons for this season. I have some people that I am rooting for. Y'all know that, I'm a Bravo guy. So, of course, no matter how I feel about certain housewives, if I drag them or not, I'm still going to root for them because I feel like, you're going to root for the home team, right? So, yeah. How are y'all doing this Sunday? I'm going to let some people come in the room. I gotta say, I am proud of myself for keeping up with the videos this week. It's been tough, but yeah, I feel like I've been, doing okay so far. And thank y'all for the support. As you come in the room, give a ninja a like. That's all it takes is a little like right there. Just hit the like button, please and thank you. Good morning, Max V. Hello from Minnesota. Okay. I have never been to Minnesota. San Diego. Okay, so we just got a roll call this morning. Chicago. I love Chicago. I need to go back. Probably when it's not, too cold. So yeah. This is going to be like basically a summary of the 3 episodes. What do we think of the cast so far? I thought this was a well-balanced cast. I'm still trying to learn faces, and y'all forgive me. I don't know everyone's name. I don't watch Survivor like that. I don't watch Big Brother or The Bachelor. Like, I recognize Chriselle, The Housewives, Britney Spears' ex. Who else do I recognize on that show? I want to say that's it. Oh, well, I said Chriselle from Selling Sunset already. I mean, I know Wes from The Challenges, of course. Oh, and Bob the Drag Queen, of course, from Drag Race. So, yeah. Good day, sir. I am very happy that you are reviewing this because it's looking good. Coming to you from Pelham, New York. Okay. Zac Efron's brother. Who is that? Which one is that? Beats me. Describe them for me in the chat. So yeah, let's get into episode 1. So soon as they get to the castle, they're all meeting each other, and before they even go in, like they have an opportunity to eliminate a cast member. All they have to do is just go up to Alan, shake his hand, and they can choose whoever they want to kick out the game. That is some savagery. And I didn't think anybody was going to do it, especially, I was thinking, maybe one of the Survivor people or maybe Big Brother because they're really cutthroat. And there was this manic-looking Kim Zolciak woman. I think her name was Carolyn. I'm not really sure where she's from. I think it's from Big Brother or Survivor. Y'all let me know in the chat. But she looks like Kim Zolciak if she was on a drug binge. But yeah, I didn't know who this man was at all. This white man with the backwards hat, I think his name was Rob. I think he was from Big Brother. He's a formidable opponent. didn't really know who he was at all. But they don't pick him, so it's fine. So then later on, they're all at the round table. The traitor, like at first, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat because I did have questions. When he picked the traitor in season 2, was there only one traitor that he picked? Because when he started picking multiple people at the table, I was like, oh, wait a minute. So remind me, because I only thought that he chose one traitor at first. But yeah, so the first traitor that Alan picks is Danielle from Big Brother. And so you're saying they picked 3 last season. Oh, 2. Who were the 2? Phaedra and who else? So yeah, they picked the white girl from Survivor, like we're gonna call her Binge Kim Zolciak, and then Bob the drag queen. I was so happy because I was like, I want Bob to go far because what they did to Peppermint was so dirty, so dirty. So then they have some new rules that they explain that for those that make it to the finale, they're not going to reveal who the traitor is. I didn't really understand that. Again, let me know in the chat. I'm just along for the ride. I felt like Chanel Ayan for a bit. So I'm just like, wait a minute. Don't they have to at the end? So they won't know until the reunion, until they watch it? I don't know. I'm just going to say it. I was rooting for Bob the drag queen, but he is not making a good traitor. Too loud and not strategic. He would have been an amazing faithful. I agree. Like I was really excited at first until with the elimination, just like, let's go with the Housewives again. Let's go. I'm just like, what? And then someone else made a point. They were just like, well, maybe he was eliminating the Housewives so they wouldn't get some camera time or whatever. He was trying to hog it. I don't know. I've seen Bob on his show. He's really good. And that man just be saying all kind of stuff. Which Bob are you talking about? Bob the drag queen or Bob H? Because I enjoy Bob. I don't think, you know what? I have not seen Drag Race season 8 in its entirety, but I know who won. But I know Bob is like, a formidable person. And I just know him from just like a pop culture figure and just being that bitch on Drag Race. But yeah, I didn't really like how Bob was playing the game. Oh, I need a haircut, y'all. It's coming. I'm getting one in the middle of the week. I think Wednesday or Thursday. So then they have the first challenge, and it's like this boat challenge where they gotta get some money. I feel like the morale changed afterward because the 8 people that volunteered themselves were volunteering themselves to be up for elimination that evening to the Traitors. And I thought it was really funny how Bob and Danielle, they were just like, who's the traitor? Who's the traitor? And they were, both talking to each other. I thought that was funny. I hate that all the Housewives volunteered to get off the boat. They really shot themselves in the foot on that. And then we have the first elimination, which I thought was shocking, very shocking. Like Dorinda, of all people, like couldn't they make it a boring person? I think what they want to do is have chaos, but they really like knocked off a heavy hitter. And I was so mad by that because, we were rooting for Dorinda. That was a top housewife on the show. Like, what? Like, they didn't care. So I'm just like, on the, sorry. On the plus side, though, you know that it wasn't producer manipulation because if there was, they probably would wanted to keep Dorinda on that show as long as possible. Every Bravo fan was mad because we were just so happy to see Dorinda back on our TV, and she's gone after the first episode. It's just not fair, and I hope she lays into all three of them. I really hated that. So then the twist is at the end of the episode, they brought this white man back with the backwards hat. I'm just like, what does he have to bring to the table? Then they make him a traitor too? And then, along with bringing that white man back, they bring two more white men. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I was just getting a tinge of like, what? Like, why they had to add these three white men? Like, I know Wes, he's a good challenger, but I'm just like, they could have really switched it up. They could have brought him back, maybe brought another drag queen, or maybe like Tammy Roman, like, you know, from Basketball Wives. I think she would have played a good game. Like, just somebody else. But it just felt like they brought three of the same person back on the show. Well, they added three of the same person on the show. They should have brought another woman from Bravo. Exactly. More men, especially how they showed out during that boat challenge, how they tried to kick all the women off. Let's see. I don't feel that bad for the Housewives because this group is so unstrategic. They set themselves up to be eliminated, and these other people don't know or care about the Housewives like we do. True, but I feel like leaving the Housewives on makes it more fun. But I guess they're not thinking of that. They're thinking about just winning. They're thinking for themselves. So, y'all, that was episode 1. Like I said, this is just going to be an express review of this. When episode 4, like when they start debuting the episodes by themselves, then I can do just more so like an in-depth review, like scene by scene. For now, look, this is going to be 30 minutes max. So episode 2, of course, I had a problem with them adding 3 like white men to this episode. I recognized Wes, and I didn't recognize the other guy from Big Brother. The Deliberations side eye, I don't know. Like, it seemed like crazy Kim Zolciak. Like, it seemed like she would be the first one to turn on Bob and Danielle. And you know what? I gave them a pass. You know? Like, I was just like, they'll do okay. But once they started trying to eliminate more housewives, I was giving them the side eye. But yeah, from the jump, I was just like, yeah, of course, don't trust the white woman. So then, the next morning, I would say, so in my notes I have in the first episode, they didn't eliminate Dorinda immediately. They eliminated her in the second episode. I'm reading my notes and I'm just like, oh wait, they eliminated Dorinda in the second part. So yeah, I just knew in the back of my head that they were gonna like kill a housewife out of the 3 that they were gonna pick. So then the way like the white girl was twitching from the Traitors, I was just like, it's so obvious. If you're just coming in, I just got on episode 2. Dorinda, we found out that she was eliminated in the second episode. I was so angry. So then the aftermath of it is, the point was they want to frame another housewife because they're thinking that the strategy for a housewife would be, oh, well, let me eliminate another housewife because they wouldn't expect that. But I'm just like, I really couldn't see any of them eliminating each other. So then what I call it is, I think it was the Phaedra effect. Like, Phaedra did so well last season that they just want to get the housewives out immediately. They don't want to take any chances. And it's crazy because this go round, none of the housewives are traitors. And I'm just like, well, wouldn't they want to get rid of all the strategic players and just leave the people like Chanel Ayan and like Britney Spears' boyfriend, like the people that are under the radar. You want to keep them on the show. You don't want to keep all the strategic people. So that's why I'm just like Danielle and Bob and cracked out Kim Zolciak. What are y'all doing right now? Y'all not playing a good game. Like they're not good faithful. I mean, good traitors. And then you had Kim Zolciak. She was asking to be a traitor. Like, I was dreaming about it. And I'm just like, well, you're not doing a good job. Right, exactly. They have us rooting for Robin Dixon. So yeah, we hardly seen him talk. He has no personality, which basically I thought that was just a wasted spot on the show. They could have got somebody else to take his spot. So then let's see. The new players are revealed to the cast. They each have a shield and they could give it to who they want to. And spoiler alert, they gave it all to men. Like, I just noticed throughout these 3 episodes, the sexism was just so high from the first challenge to the eliminations. Like, they kept wanting to eliminate women from the show. They added 3 more men. And then the 3 men that they added, they had a chance to save like any of the cast members, and they all chose other men. So yeah, it seemed like it was an unconscious bias, but that still doesn't, make it okay to me. So then after the little challenge, they are in the house. They're all conversing with each other before the round table, trying to just feel each other out. So far, no one has a clue who the 4 traitors are in the house. It's crazy. Like, they had 2 chances to eliminate one of the 4 traitors, and they all like failed miserably. I'm thinking in this next episode, they're going to get rid of a traitor. I think Bob's going home next. I really do. So then they have their first round table. And then Robin is getting the brunt of it. I was getting scared because I'm just like, damn. Like, can they back up off the Housewives? And then we have a lot of people at the table who are very scared to talk. So then the voting happens, and then the top 3, you have Robin, Ivar, whoever that is, and then Wells. Didn't know who that was. Wells gets voted out. Robin won by the skin of her teeth. Like, I don't know. And then after the elimination, they find out that he's a faithful. Why is Ayan like, she is breaking down crying? I'm like, what is going on? And then we see from I saw from Ayan's social media that she was the one that she bonded with the most. But it really didn't matter because she left out the door right after him. So now, we all see who gets the shield. They don't tell anybody who they gave it to. They gave it to people who I don't remember at all. It seems if you talk a lot at the round table, you can be up for elimination. I can see that, but if you speak up first and you put a name out, then yeah, that person's going to have to defend themselves. And then when you're the quiet person at the table, one of the other quiet people, you're just going to, in order to save your ass, you're not going to go against the grain. You're going to do some groupthink shit and just like, vote with the other people. I would think the people that would speak up the loudest are traitors, and Bob is just giving himself away. But I'm thinking like a lot of people are just afraid because he's very outspoken. Like when that other timid white man came after him, like he lit his ass up. But the white guy was right. So yeah. Let's see. What part was I on? So then afterward, I'm just wondering, like, okay, well, it's next for the traitors to make their next elimination. So then the guy with the backwards hat, he reveals himself to the other traitors. They're very surprised. But then we find out in his confessional that he's not very excited about being on this team of traitors. I wonder why. There's two women on the team. One is black. And then you have a gay man who is also a drag queen. I wonder why you're not excited, sir. So then it ends on a cliffhanger. We're on episode 3 now. The deliberation continues between the 4 of them. I feel like all the traitors know who have shields. And I'm just like, it should be pretty easy for I'm thinking the faithfuls in the next day to figure it out. Like, okay, so if none of the people with shields got eliminated, like, well, let me see. Did anybody? Oh yeah, they didn't reveal who got the shields, right? So I'm guessing the faithfuls couldn't have known, like, if the traitors knew who all the people are who got the shields. I really thought that at first. So I answered my own question just now. Ignore me, y'all. But yeah, Bob is just set on getting the housewives out the house. Again, the Phaedra effect. So then they narrow it down to more Bravo people. So now it's either going to be Tom, Dolores, or Robin. If you were a Bravo fan at this point, I was getting mad. Like, now I want the traitors to be eliminated now. Like, I want Danielle out. I want Bob. I want all 4 of them. I'm not rooting for the traitors now. Like, last season, you were rooting for Phaedra to get to the end. That's what I thought was, what made it so fun last season. Like, you were rooting for a liar like Phaedra, of all people. So Wells was a bachelor, right? Had no idea. Never seen that man a day in my life. If I walked right past him, wouldn't have known a thing. I think getting rid of Dorinda was smart. She was going off on everyone, and there were several people fighting with her, so any number of people could be framed for it. I don't know. Like, you got to be loud and outspoken, in my opinion. I think they could have added Kenya, like, when, along with the men in the cages. Like, let us have 5 housewives. We got 5 people from Survivor on the show. But yeah, Kenya's definitely going to be on next season. Mark my word. You heard it here first. I think it's going to be Kenya. I would say Heather. Somebody from Potomac. I would say maybe Giselle or maybe Candace. I could see her on there, and maybe one more person. Maybe from Beverly Hills, like Erica Jane. I could see her on there too. Or Lisa Rinna. So yeah, I guess I got to save this video for, like, in a year in advance to see if I was right. Anywho, this game is too much for Ayan. I think she would have quit later if she stayed. That is a good point. They were all picking on Bravo Lebs. Exactly. It's truly a lose-lose situation. If you say too much, it causes suspicion. But saying nothing, it's seen as being shady. The best thing is to be a good listener to anyone who talks and votes in the group. Definitely Bronwyn. Kiarna? No. I'm sorry. I would say she's not memorable enough to be on Traitors. Like, she had to remind people that she was on Housewives. He wasn't a bachelor. He's the bartender narrator. He's also married to Sarah Hyland. Who? Wells? Look, I get it. We will begin dissertations on day 1, but that's why. Ooh, Quad from Married to Medicine. Quad, yes. Quad would be so good on this show too. They would be wanting her to shut up day 1. Please. Please get Quad on there. Somebody from Married to Medicine. So so it's between Tom, Dolores. Let me see. Tom, Dolores, and Robin. Oh, that's what they told us it would be between Tom, Dolores, and Robin. But yeah, the next day, we see Danielle come in like the room for breakfast. She's getting on my nerves now. Like she's getting way too comfortable and way too cocky. Like you're gonna get eliminated. So then we see Ayan was the next to be eliminated. I'm just like, that was such a stupid choice. She was no threat whatsoever. No one thought that she would be smart enough to be a traitor or strategic enough. Of course. So why would you get rid of them as a traitor? You want to get rid of the strategic players that would suss your ass out. So that's what's going to make y'all, one of y'all going to be eliminated in the next episode, in episode 4. I'm calling it now. So the game of the day starts. It's a teams challenge. It's more so based on strategy. It's like they put people in pairs. It's like a fun house. They got to guess the doors, but they got to like communicate which doors. They did terrible. Absolutely terrible. No one got a shield. No one got any money. And I'm just like, well, is production going to do something so they can get some more money? Maybe mess with the game? Nope. They go back at the house. So names are now floating around. And at this point, I'm thinking Bob and Danielle are in trouble because their names are floating around. And then the only faithful whose name is floating around is Tony for whatever reason. I don't know. They got the wrong white guy. So then now we're at the round table. It's episode 3. Bob gets mentioned, and he is reading that poor white boy. Like, even calls him misguided. How long was he keeping that in the chamber? Not many people are speaking up at the table. Tony, like, you in danger, girl. You are in danger. It's looking like he's just going to go home just off of groupthink. Like no one else wants to chime in or defend him for fear of them getting voted out themselves. So they're just like, their mindset is, oh, well, if I go with Tony, we can just get him out and I can live for another day. It don't matter if he's a faithful. So yeah, Tony was talking too much, defending himself. Meredith would be funny. I think Carolyn and Boston Rob won't hesitate to turn on Danielle and Bob. Yep, I can see that because they're becoming liabilities because they're getting too comfortable. So then we see that Tony was the one that was eliminated. It was almost like a landslide. I think he had like 8 votes. Like they were so off. And you know what? I can't even blame the faithfuls. I think Tony did a really bad job of defending himself because remember in the last round table, Robin was really stepping up to the plate. Like I thought she was going to be like a charade where, she was going to kind of like not know what's going on. But Robin was really outspoken. She was doing the thing. I was like, okay, Robin, all right, we see you. Like, would that be something, y'all, if she had kind of like a reality redemption and they put her back on Potomac? Like, look, I'm kind of rooting for Robin. And remember, on Pop Rose, I said I'm going to give Robin 6 episodes before she's eliminated. So she's still there. And I'm still rooting for Dolores, but it turns out that the most outspoken housewife right now is Robin. So then, this elimination, Tony feels some type of way. And before he leaves, he calls the white guy with the backward hat, you a sellout, bro. And he just leaves. Damn. So now, the morale is even worse around the team. I'm just like, can y'all piece together things? Clearly, Bob is the traitor. Like nobody wanted to have that white boy's back. whoever his name is, Zac Efron's brother. I promise y'all, by the 5th or 6th episode, I'm gonna get the names right. So then, the next elimination, there is a twist. Pardon me. They are not meeting each other this time. So now they have to choose 3 players to shortlist for murder in plain sight. So they all have to get together and deliberate, but everyone else is still roaming around the house, and production is having a field day because you don't know if they're going to run up on somebody. You don't know if they're going to discover a traitor. And you know what? I'm just wondering, so what if the traitor exposes themselves? What happens then? Do they just go home immediately or something? I don't know. So now they're hiding in a secret passageway, which I think was kind of obvious. It's only 3 of them talking, and the other girl, she's like frantically running around the house. Where are they? Where are they? I'm just like, did they not look suspicious to anybody? Like they were going in one room. Oh, too many people in here. Like, isn't that suspicious behavior? Isn't that a red flag if you were a faithful? I didn't understand that. So now you have all 4 of them together. They're frantically trying to pick. And then once it looked like, they pick the names, they put in a little coffin, it looks like they're getting caught leaving the bookcase, like the secret entrance. But that's where they ended on. It's a cliffhanger. I mean, production is smart. And this is why they won that Emmy. And Phaedra Parks, though. So yeah, who do y'all think is going to get eliminated the next episode? I think it's going to be a traitor. And I think it's going to be, if it's a housewife, I'm going to riot. I am going to riot if it is another housewife that is eliminated by a faithful or a traitor. I'm going to be mad. We shall see, though. Look, I am overall very satisfied so far with the season. 3 episodes at once. Great. But yeah, I just really think the Phaedra effect is not in the Housewives' favor right now. So let me see what y'all saying. That's my review. This is my little quickie thoughts on episodes 1 through 3. I'm glad someone from Survivor was voted out. Boston Rob plays the win. Tony was so nervous about his past reputation that he made himself go home. Robin got herself out of a bind effortlessly. Tony immediately lost it and couldn't even bat off the accusations, even the most baseless ones. Exactly. It's cool to see her stepping up and not being a lapdog for someone else. Yeah, like I feel like you need to separate Robin and Giselle so they can hopefully shine on their own. Hopefully. Let's see. Traitors should go home immediately after being exposed. I agree with that. The paper told them they had to go in there. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, just like last season when the girl had to pick the potion or whatever and offer somebody some wine or something like that. I thought that was really hard. I don't mind Bob and Danielle being villainous. I think that's the fun thing about the show. Each season, you may be rooting for the traitors or the faithfuls. This year, I'm with the faithfuls. Same. But I think it was more fun being on the traitor's side. And especially a traitor that we all know, who's a traitor in real life. No, I think Boston Rob will start eliminating the men they brought him in with. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to side eye if another woman or housewife is eliminated. Yeah, the way he threw his own friend who he gave the shield to under the bus, I'm just like, that's very cutthroat. But makes a good traitor. Well, all right, y'all. Those were my thoughts. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to be on the panel today because I have a podcast to do with a friend concerning Housewives. So yeah, I know Potomac and Married to Medicine comes on tonight, so expect That review, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. I got a packed day tomorrow. We'll see. But anywho, this was fun. With that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all